Folks, what are you going to say to St. Peter? What? What are you going to say to St. Peter? What is St. Peter going to say to you? I thought I wanted to say, hey, Pete, I've made a mess of it. I want to do it all over again. Now I know how to do it. Will you let me do it all over again? This is a chat with Glendora, soul to soul. Amy, tell the folks, remind us all what we should be thinking when all is said and done.
The only thing that really matters is how do we treat others.
Yeah.
Man,
I tell that to folks, people, and they pause and they say, that's true. We all know it. We're not teaching it to anybody. We're just reminding us. I had some jokes, Amy. The owl and the goat, the owl and the goat formed a friendship. And what did they call it, Amy?
A hootenanny.
Do you have any other jokes, hon? Here, I can give you some. I have some in my pocket. Here.
What is the difference between an outlaw and an in-law?
Oh! An outlaw is wanted.
Haircut room?
What, sweetie?
Haircut room? Haircut room.
Oh, no, Rome, dear.
Oh, Rome. Oh.
The barber said to his customer, where are you going on your vacation? And the customer says, I'm going to Rome. And the barber says, you won't like Rome. The beds are hard, the food is no good, and you'll never get to see the Pope. And the young man was just discouraged. But he decided to go anyway. And when he got back, the barber says, where'd you go on your vacation? And the young man said, I went to Rome. The beds were very comfortable. The food was delicious, and I did get to see the Pope. You got to see the Pope? What did he tell you? Well, he pat me on the head 3 times, and then he said, where did you get that haircut?
Seventh day on the church time.
Well, a Seventh-day Adventist minister told this joke. He lived in the Bronx, and he would get up on Saturday morning. You know, they say that worship, the holy day, is Saturday, not Sunday, and they're really right. And he would get up on Saturday morning at 5 o'clock, and then he would go out, and he would get on a bus, and then he would get on the elevated, and then he would get on one subway, and he would get on the other subway, and a third subway, but he always got to church on time. And then he bought a car. He did very well, and he bought himself a car, and he never got to church on time again.
Sin and golf.
What was that, honey?
Sin and golf.
Oh, yeah. The parishioner said, Father, is it a sin for me to play golf on Sunday. And the priest said, "Son, I have seen you play golf, and it's a sin for you to play golf any day of the week."
And that's it.
Oh, is that all you have?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, that's all that's on the index card.
Oh, okay.
Then we have VP on President.
Excuse me?
VP or President.
Oh, yeah. Amy. The honeymoon couple, Amy, came home from the honeymoon. And he said to her, "Well, now, dear, we have to settle down a business. Do you want to be president or vice president?" She says, "You can be both, dear. I'll just be the treasurer."
Time will tell.
Amy, do you know why you should never tell a secret near a clock?
No.
Time will always tell.
And the last one is Dan Smith.
Oh, yeah. Ed said, "You remind me of Dan Smith." And the man says, "I'm not a thing like Dan Smith." And Ed says, "Oh, yes, you are. You both owe me $10.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Well, now, folks, remember this. That if you belong to the Kenzie Dog Club, you don't hear evil, you don't speak evil, you don't see evil, and you don't think evil. You don't give evil any part of your precious life. You don't give evil any part of your time, your precious time. These are the great jewels that you have. You don't give evil any part of your energy, nor of your thinking. You remember you're like the boy who woke up in the middle of the night and said, "Monsters, monsters," and there weren't any monsters? No. You take all of your time, folks, and you give it to helping others, to caring, to sharing, to sympathy, to empathy, to loving kindness, and to cheer, and to happiness, and to humor, and to enthusiasm. You give all your time to that. And you're very good at that, by the way. You're better at that than anybody. You can do it better than anybody. Nobody can do it as well as you can do it. You're proficient. You're well-versed. You are fully skilled. And then you do what your conscience tells you to do. And you don't do anything that your conscience doesn't tell you to do. And you get rid of all of your guilt. You don't have any guilt anymore. Because you're doing right. Now you can go before St. Pete. Oh, that's not a good thing. And you don't have any fear anymore. There's nothing to fear. The only reason you fear anything is that you've done something wrong. You know, if you've done something wrong, I suggest you admit it. You say you're sorry. You say, "I want to atone for this. It was a dumb thing to do. I wish I hadn't done it. And I ask to be forgiven." And then you forgive yourself. So you don't have any fear anymore. And another reason you don't have any fear is that you understand God. You know that God is all there is, and God is love. So there's nothing to fear. And then you do all of your work, And Glendora, you send out your article to the advertiser every week. This tie doesn't fit. I have a bright orange tie. And the Regiment of Saintly Edie, you do not criticize. You do not complain. You say nice things to people. I said to John Erskine, has anybody said anything nice about you lately? He says, no. He says, you're the only one who does that. So I said, well, John, it was a nice thing that you decided to go into the United States Navy in 1942 and that you went into the Army and Navy and you became a captain. So that made him feel good. So you say nice things about people. You be refined. You speak good English. You dress up. You return your telephone calls. And if you get angry, keep your mouth shut until you get over it. And then analyze it and say it. And you do this all for a little while, and you know something, you find the great big truth. You know what the great big truth is? That God is love. That love is God. You wanted to know for a long time what God is. It's as simple as that. God is love. Isn't that easy? You wanted a relationship with God, but God was so big you couldn't get your arms around God. But now you know God. God is love, and love is God. Love, how do I know what love is? Love is a spirit. What do I know about spirit? You have known about love since when? Since you were in your mother's arms. So you know what love is. And you know that's the allness of love. You know the wholeness of love. Cut his hand off of this body, his hand is not going to exist. No, we're not going to exist cut off from God. And then you learn the next big truth. You know what that is? The next big truth is that God is the only force there is. There is no other power. God is the only force and power that there is. And you know what that means? It means that since you exist, and since God is all that exists, that means you are son of God. You are not a crying, weeping, crybaby adolescent calling for the world on your own terms, on your own ego. No, you're not that at all. You're a son of God. You're big and strong. And you're able, and you're calm, and you're certain, and you're sure. And it also tells you what you were born for, your raison d'etre, your reason for being. You know what it is? To create. That's what God is all about, to create. Ever since the Big Bang, that's what God is. God is out there to create. Create, create, create. Our job is to keep the universe, to make the universe go and grow and glow. Go, grow, and glow. And then since God is everything there is, and since God is love, there's nothing else to worry about. A couple more things. Never lie, steal, or cheat. Never lie, steal, or cheat. And the last thing is go vegan. What? Go vegan. You can't have the relationship with God if you're not vegan. You can't put your money down on the supermarket shelf, checkout, and pay people to do the things that they do to animals and have your relationship with God. Amen. Amy, I wonder if you would read the happy happenings of yesterday. Do I have the whole book here?
Yes.
This is the whole book there?
Yes.
This is our diary. Amy and I keep a diary. Everything is so interesting and so valuable and so precious. We want to hold on to it. Okay, Amy.
So we have last day of winter.
Yes! Today, the 19th of March, is the last day of winter. Tonight at 11 o'clock, in comes the vernal equinox.
And then windshield 29.
What, dear?
Windshield 29.
I don't know what that is. Next.
Consolidated internet, $70.
Oh, Consolidated Internet, a cable, an internet company. Oh, they are so awful. They charge us, the bill is $60 a month approximately. They charge us $79 and something, $80, another $20. Why? Late payment. And they never sent us a bill. And you can't do anything about it. There's no other cable company up there. In Brainerd, there's no other cable company. I think that it's time for a correction. Don't you? Consolidated internet. So, we paid it. Oh, by the way, they turned it off. They turned off the internet at midnight. And then Amy, no, it wasn't Amy, it was Madeline, forgot the numbers on my debit card. They got erased from her computer. Somehow or other she corrected that. Anyway, we're back. And somehow or other Amy got them to get the price down to $55 a month by cutting down the amount of service.
It's 2 p.m.
Thank you, dear Google. Thank you. Okay, Amy, next one.
Birthday for Jeanette's mother.
Oh, yeah. I don't know Jeanette's mother. I've never met her. But I asked Jeanette if I could give her mother a pin like this, except it was a what, Amy? It was
A bumblebee.
Yeah. What was it like, dear? Was it pretty?
It was very pretty. Yeah, it looked like it was in the shape of a bumblebee, and it had like yellow and black gems, and it had the wings were like white ones.
And I told her mother that I give these pins to mothers who have brought nice people into the world. Next, Amy.
Amy walked a bike trail to work.
Yeah. Was it so bad, Amy?
No.
But your feet get wet?
No.
Okay. Did you see any animals?
I saw lots of birds and squirrels.
Now, Amy, you want to watch it along the bike trail right there. It is loaded with delicious wild black raspberries. So watch that this summer, dear.
Uh-huh.
Next.
Wayne unpleasant eruption at church.
What, dear?
Wayne unpleasant eruption at church.
Oh, yes. Yes. He was excoriated for talking about church business outside the church. I don't know whether he did or whether he didn't or what it was. But they never should have done that to him. Never. He gives hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to that church. Writing checks, taking them to the mailbox, going to the bank. Hours and hours.
Mm.
And the person who bawled him out should be bawled out. No, not really, but I feel very sorry for the person who did that. That person is grossly unhappy. So Wayne, rise above it. You're son of God. You're not a slippery, slithering adolescent crybaby. Rise above it. Next. Amy.
Lori Dunnigan, St. Patrick's Day, cabbage.
Tell him, Amy, about it.
Well, Lori Dunnigan came over yesterday and she dropped off some food for us, and some of it was cabbage and some of it was mashed potatoes.
Oh, didn't she bring us some Irish soda bread?
Oh yeah, the Irish soda bread was very good.
And didn't she bring us a strawberry cream pie?
The strawberry cream pie was good, but it was very small.
You know, there's some news, folks. Walmart is making a little tiny pie, the way Table Talk pie is made for years. Table Talk pies that come from Worcester, Massachusetts. And it was good, wasn't it, Amy?
Yes, it was.
Next, honey.
Malik, no information, even though Glendora called him 72 times.
Yeah, I did. I called him on the phone 12 or 18 times. He didn't answer. And it went on for 5 to 6 days. Today, he's in the hospital under observation, something about his heart, and he doesn't know how long it will take. That's our pal, Rob Malik. Okay, hon.
Amy rescued us from museum rent.
What, dear?
Amy rescued us from museum rent.
Yeah, we both forgot it. $75 a month. We forgot it until the middle of March. But Amy took care of it. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. Humane Society, Jamestown.
Yes, Brian. We sent them a donation of $100, and we sent them their copy of their request for airtime to Charter Spectrum. Charter Spectrum requires that a local resident sign the application for airtime. I never knew what good it did, but at least they're entitled to it. They give us the airtime free, and they give us production free. So, all right, let them have it. And that was to Brian that we sent that. Keep going, Amykins.
Upload 14,322.
Yes. And Amy, you already have 7 views on that.
Yes.
And 3 likes, I think.
Yes. And that's all for the happy happenings.
No.
Yep.
You went out and put compost out, didn't you?
Yeah.
You put out apples, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you put out what else did you put out? Corn.
Yeah.
And we shared our meal with them, and we shared some of Lori Dunnigan's Irish St. Patrick dinner with them.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. And didn't we answer the in-mail? Didn't the telephone bill come? No, not telephone, electric bill.
Yeah.
National Grid come in, and it was $124. And what else, honey? Oh, didn't we do a crackerjack job on making out the menu that specifically followed the what's it called? The regimen of saintly eating. It followed it specifically and didn't order anything beyond and above that. So that's how we ended it. And then what time did you leave?
I left at 7:11 last night.
And I was in bed by 8:20. How many minutes
We are at 25 minutes so far.
All right, could you pause the camera, dear?
Sure.
Come now, all happiness. Helping the world we go, caring and sharing. Happy, all glorious, or all victorious. Gone is the selfishness, ego is out. And all things work for good for those who love the Lord and know the Lord's purpose. Love the Lord translates for love, love. And the love's purpose is love. And be ye therefore blameless and harmless as a child of God, without rebuke. And may the God of peace sanctify us, all of us, completely and thoroughly, through and through. In Thessalonians 5:17, rejoice often, pray without ceasing, and give thanks on all good things. It's such a grand universe. And St. Pete, I'm going to do it, and then I'll know what to say to you. Amen.
We're at 27 minutes.
That's enough, honey.
27 minutes?
Yeah, we're going to quit there.
Okay.